Our next chapter is chapter 15, and this one is called Action Abroad. The last chapter we did action at home, okay? If you have family members that don't exactly do what you do, okay, just let it be. Don't push anything on them. Don't get frustrated about it with them. Because it's who you are. It's who you are. That is who they are. Remember, we're all perfect after our own stage of being, and we are all as good as far as we have come. We are great, as we are as great as we have became so far. Don't think that you're going to be great, because if you think you're going to be great, that is a confession that you are not great. Okay, and remember, we become what we think about, and if we continuously think that we're going to become great, we're forever going to be acting in the external as if we were going to be, okay, not as if we were, okay? So, we need to take that thought that, hey, I am great, I am the greatest, like Muhammad Ali. He became what he thought about, and sure enough, he definitely externalized that, and we all know who Muhammad Ali is now. The greatest boxer that ever lived. Because of that thought form, and that deep belief, and that conviction. You know what? I am this thing. You know what? And I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make it happen, because I am who I say I am, and I know who I am, who I know that I am. And you know what? I am who I desire to be, and I am who I choose to be, because that is the power that I have been given. I have been given dominion over all other things on this planet. I have the ability to think beyond any other creature on this planet. You have the ability to say that about yourself as well. So, take all that you are and run with it. And that is chapter 15, Action Abroad. Now this sounds like it's going to be how you apply your actions outside of your home. The rules which apply to your action at home must apply to your action everywhere. Never forget for an instant that this is a perfect world, and that you are a god among gods. You are as great as the greatest, but all are your equals. Rely absolutely on your perception of truth. Trust to the inner light rather than to reason, but be sure that your perception comes from the inner light. Act in poise and calmness. Be still and attend on God. Be still. Act with peace and kindness. Rely on absolute perception of truth. Perception of truth. We are the truth. We are the creators. The truth is here and now. The truth isn't something that happens out. It is something that happens outside of us, but it first happens within us. We are the truth. We are the way. We are life. We are embodiments of this one source, one being. There is only one, and I am that one. You can say, I am that one. Be still and attend on God. Your identification of yourself with the All-Mind will give you all the knowledge you need for guidance in any contingency which may arise in your own life or in the lives of others. It is only necessary that you should be supremely calm and rely upon the eternal wisdom which is within you. If you act in poison, let me read that again. It is only necessary that you should be supremely calm. Remember, when we're calm, our energies expand, and when we are calm, we are in tune with everything that is happening around us. Remember, when we move into that state of frustration or any type of state in anxiety, okay, our energies contract, our mind shrinks in, we shrink in, okay, and we start thinking about this thing that might not have any importance in a few hours from now, or maybe if it's work-wise, but might not have any importance a few months from now. And we're letting it dictate we're letting it take our mind off of the present moment, and we're focusing on this thing that, is causing anxiety, Like, instead of having anxiety about it, you need to take a step back, breathe, and calm down, and try to look at the situation with as much peace and understanding as possible, because that is when you're going to be able to see the situation for what it really is. Remember, if you're too contracted, if your energies are contracted, remember, we only get as much as we only receive as much as we are expanding ourselves out to receive. If we contract ourselves, we're not going to be able to receive as much knowledge and information and wisdom, because all of our attention is on something else. Remember, a consciousness gives life. Wherever you focus your attention, that's what you are giving life to. And until you are poised and calm and actually focus and tending on God to receive the inspiration and truth, you're going to be... It's almost like you're blocking yourself. Oh, wow. It is only necessary that you should be supremely calm and rely upon the eternal wisdom which is within you. If you act in poisoned faith, your judgment will always be right, and you will always know exactly what to do. Now, there is one thing I want to add into there, because I know I say it all the time, and that is the power of the human heart, the most powerful organ of the body. It is the heart. And you know what? We just went over with Charles F. Hannell that the heart is the only real sense that we possess. The feeling is the only sense that we possess as creatures. All other sensations are but manifestations from this one source, the feeling. We are what we feel we are. We're not just what we think we are. Remember, we could think the thought, but until we actually connect emotion with that thought, vitalize the thought, give life and power to the thought, that thought becomes a feeling. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. I have it written right there. Feeling. Have you guys ever felt so compelled to do something, and you did it, and the consequences were great? The heart is the master organ of the body. It releases magnetic waves 500 times stronger than the brain, and electrical waves 100 times stronger than the brain. Listen to your heart. Remember, when you have you guys ever been in an atmosphere which was uncomfortable? It was a place of power, or when you've gone into a completely new area and you've never seen the area before, you've never been in the area before, and you're not familiar with it, so that makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable because of the energy of the area. You're not aware of the type of vibrations that you're receiving. It's something completely new, which makes you feel something new. Makes you feel either comfortable or uncomfortable, okay? Because of the place of power. The electromagnetic waves that your heart is registering, you feel it in here. You could feel when somebody's watching you. Like, let's say if you're at work and you're behind your desk putting together your client list, and then you look up and then boom, sure enough, someone is staring right at you. You can feel it. They're sending their energies out towards you. Remember, your thoughts are also things, and so is the electromagnetic waves, which is bombarding everything. It's science. I encourage you to look up Greg Braden. Do not hurry or worry. Remember Lincoln in the dark days of the war. James Freeman Clarke relates that after the Battle of Fredericksburg, Lincoln alone furnished a supply of faith and hope for the nation. Hundreds of leading men from all parts of the country went sadly into his room and came out cheerful and hopeful. They had stood face to face with the highest and had seen God in this lank, ungainly, patient man, although they knew it not. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president who set the slaves free. I guarantee you that many, many people were against him setting those slaves. Imagine how much setback and and barriers and things Lincoln had to overcome. Like, how great of a person can we be? Like, there are no limits. Have perfect faith in yourself and in your own ability to cope with any combination of circumstances that may arise. Wow, there's something I need to add on there. In part 15 of the Master Key System, which we just went over last week, he talks about parasites, and it was an experiment made by Jacques Locke, and he took plants. He had plants with parasites on the plants, and he put the plants next to the window in the sun, and he didn't water the plants. He let the plants die. And the whole experiment was over the parasites. How are the parasites going to respond when we let this plant die? What's going to happen when these parasites finally figure out that, hey, we're going to die if we don't survive, if we don't do anything to survive, we are going to die on this plant. It's essentially the situation the parasites were in. And basically the whole result of this experiment, those parasites soon enough figured out that, hey, we can't survive on these plants anymore. If we don't get out of here, we're going to die. And the whole meaning of this experiment was to show that any living creature on this planet has the ability to take advantage of natural law. And that's exactly what these parasites did. They needed it in an emergency. If they didn't, they would have died. And you know what they did? They grew temporary wings. They temporarily grew a pair of wings and flew off of the plant and started crawling on the window towards the sun, towards the light, to get out of there. And that is what we all need to strive for. The inner light within us. Striving towards that inner light, forever compelling us to keep moving towards it. The Christ within you, the Spirit within you, the God that is living, our source, God that is living within you, as you, through you, learning about Himself through you, is consistently, constantly urging you to continue growing forever and ever, because that is what He does. Remember, growth is a natural law. Have perfect faith in yourself and your own ability to cope with any combination of circumstance that may arise. Because just like the parasite, they coped with the situation that arose, and they grew some wings and they flew. Likewise with you. Once you have nowhere else to go but through, that's when you grow your wings and you fly. Do not be disturbed if you are alone. If you need friends, they will be brought to you at the right time. Do not be disturbed if you feel that you are ignorant. The information that you need will be furnished to you when it is time for you to have it. That which is in you, impelling you forward, is in the things and people you need, impelling them towards you. If there is a particular man you need to know, he will be introduced to you. If there is a particular book you need to read, it will be placed in your hands at the right time. All the knowledge you need will come to you from both external and internal sources. Just like you, viewer, watching this video, there is a reason that you are watching this video. You're obviously looking for something. There is something that you're looking for. And that thing that you are looking for has brought you to me. And my desire to share this with you, to get this out to you, is also what brought me to you, and you to me. Your information and your talents will always be equal to the requirements of the occasion. Remember that Jesus told His disciples not to worry as to what they should say when brought forth before the judges. He knew that the power in them would be sufficient enough for the needs of the hour. As soon as you awaken and begin